Hey everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
And I am Tip.
And today we're going to talk about the third episode of the second season of The Bad Batch, The Solitary Clone, even though there were several clones in this. But this was an episode that focused entirely on Crosshair. We didn't have the other members of the Bad Batch included. But
this was a Crosshair episode.
Yeah, although he wasn't really... I guess he was like solitude when he was in his bedchamber, but the rest of the episode he was around other clones.
You know, Forrest, I actually heard a fantastic quote today that I think is actually really applicable. It's a pretty deep quote, so Tip, sit down. Make sure you're sitting down for this.
All right.
The quote is, "I'd rather be alone than wish I was alone." And I was like, "Damn, that's deep, dude. That's deep." Yeah, it was in the context of like shitty relationships, podcasts and whatnot. But I wonder, Crosshair has made this decision, right? Like he had the chance to leave with the bad bitches last season, and
all in on the
stuck with, right? All in on black or red, black and red, because they're secretly Sith.
Well,
yeah. So I can see how he feels alone, especially as the clones are getting phased out.
Him getting the lunch table and they walk away.
And then they walk away.
It must
right?
be his IBS.
I don't blame him.
Well, he's
right?
the one guy who doesn't look like that.
Forrest.
They all got the same hair and everything.
Might be on something.
Yeah, well...
The guy shaved his head.
Yeah, true. But also, he probably doesn't want to lose his health insurance.
They don't have health insurance. You kidding me?
Well, they don't have
You
to
can
pay
tell
anything.
he's
I'm
been
sure if
taking
they get banged up, they just go to the hospital.
Bro, they don't even have rails on the fuck, I'm looking right at the Death Star. Right?
They weren't on the Death Star.
Guardrails.
They were on Coruscant, weren't they?
No, I'm just talking about like the Empire doesn't give a fuck about your safety.
Dude, one thing
they didn't install guardrails.
No, they don't.
On the Death Star, they don't care about your safety. You don't get this. You don't get this clone health care. That's why we have clones. We have hundreds of thousands of you guys.
Dude, one thing I've always thought about that I don't think I brought up is have you ever paid attention to their control panels and stuff? How do they know what they're pressing? They're always just blank white or red buttons.
It's
They're
one of
heavily
those.
trained.
They're all blank. You just have to know what order.
It's kind of like Braille. You just gotta feel it. If it feels a certain way, you know what it is.
They all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's some really good nerd theories out there that are online that we should next episode, if we want to, we should delve into. Right? There's a theory, because for a while there was just the trilogy, right? And Robbie, you're absolutely right. When you watch this 100 times, you start to notice these kind of things. And so people had to rationalize what was going on in the 80s and 90s, and then the 2000s they put it online. It's fantastic. There's an amazing theory that no one in Star Wars can read. Now that's been completely disproven based on the later movies or whatever, but it's a pretty compelling argument in the first couple movies.
Maybe it's so if you're not in the Empire, you won't know what the buttons do.
Well, I was looking at the end of the episode, and it had that Vietnam wall sort of. I guess the wall was a list of all the clones that had passed away, so it wouldn't be a bunch of numbers.
There's
It had to be 1, 2.
You'll never forget the 34, 28, 78, 47.
I miss 86. Wait, I don't have emotions.
What do you do then? Do you just write down all the numbers and then just cross them out as they die?
That's smart.
Yeah.
But they have to keep adding numbers to that wall if they keep making clones. But yeah, I think it would be kind of a pain in the ass
just
to
hiring
put
whoever wants to.
because the numbers
they're
don't
not
die
anymore.
in order.
Dude, have you also thought that there might be no numbers in this universe? I mean, it's possible.
But they call them Clone Force 99, though.
No. There's definitely numbers in this universe. Can I reference Order 66?
True.
And math is a universal language, too.
Or how about Order 68?
Hey, speaking of numbers, did you guys know that Pokemon celebrated their 1,000th Pokemonster this month,
Dang.
this year.
I just
1,000 monsters.
remember the original. What was it? 92.
Original
150 slash 151.
Wait, so
151, baby.
Mewtwo was
Well, that
like
was when
90?
Mew and Mewtwo came out. Was when they broke.
Right. I mean,
was
like,
it
bro,
Mew like Mew was like the 101st one, but Mewtwo
No,
was
he's
the
150th.
151st.
Oh, okay, and
150th.
Mewtwo is 149 for some reason. They made the sequel before they made the first one. Yeah, because Mew is 150 and Mewtwo came out before Mew.
Oh, you're right.
I remember I even had the little like handbook that had the 150.
Well, I had the board game and it had, because I never had any of the red, blue, or yellow Pokemons, but I had I never had any of the Game Boy games, but I had the board game with all 150 of them.
I went blue version.
Oh wait, Mew's 151. Mewtwo is 150.
Yeah,
Anyway,
what is happening here? I'm so I cannot. I'm gonna as soon as we have this podcast, I'm gonna dive down the internet rabbit hole and find out why these two are switched.
I don't know. I think I don't know.
Maybe it's from the Pokemon the first movie. You guys remember that? Like,
yeah, because the first
Mew,
movie was
like,
called Mewtwo. Was
a
Mewtwo
clone?
Strikes?
Yeah, Mew is 151.
Yeah, Mewtwo is 150. So interesting. But
oh no! I'm
Wait, where is
switching this two up? Hold on, go to the images. Switch over the images. I thought Mew was the big one and Mewtwo was the small one, but it looks like Mew's the small one and
Yeah.
Mewtwo is the big one.
Is the big one.
Yeah.
All right, but
Mewtwo.
still, regardless of that, why is Mewtwo 150 and then Mew 151? Like, I'm sure there's some Professor Oak lore about how like
Yeah,
they discovered
that's-
one before the other or something, some dumb shit. But no,
No, it's because
that doesn't make sense.
Mewtwo,
Yeah, the
major,
name-
dude.
the name
Hold on,
literally
major.
was-
Hold on. Pokemon lore. I think my memory serves me. Mewtwo came to destroy the world, and then Mew popped out of nowhere, and everyone was like, "Whoa, what's that little guy?"
yeah, from Mewtwo Strikes, it was like
Yeah.
which came first, the Mewtwo or the Mew? Nobody knows. Well,
Mewtwo
second.
came, and then Mew
Google is saying
came later.
so. Yeah, it makes no sense. But if Mewtwo
Which is
is
why he's
151, your Pokédex in red and blue would have a gaping hole in it at 150.
right?
Mew was considered extinct when the Pokédex was made.
Yeah, so the original 151, but everyone like Mew was a secret.
Oh, it's a Pokédex thing. Okay, so like, yeah, 'cause, like the naming convention doesn't make sense. But
Well-
if it's a Pokédex thing,
But
well, no, but still,
Mewtwo
like,
was alive and known.
Mewtwo is a clone of Mew, which takes us back to Bad Batch because that's all about clones.
and let's
and-
get back to Bad Batch here.
So as we can see, Crosshair, I won't say.
He's made
I
some
think
cool
That was really
shots.
good. That was
he's
really
starting to I think question the Empire because let's talk about Commander Cody being brought back. Was anyone excited about that, or everyone was just like, yeah, he's no Rex?
I kind
But
of forgot about it.
I mean, this is definitely an episode that what about the chick who was rebelling against the Empire? Is she a established character, or is she brand new?
I'm not sure.
Let's see.
Because I think
Chick
like she was
rebelling
part of the
against the Empire.
Confederate of Independent Systems, right? She was one.
Are you
of
talking about when they're on day 6?
Yeah, was she a separatist? I guess with Count Dooku.
Yeah,
Wait,
we're
what's
all
this about? A Count Dooku backstory, by the way?
It's on Tales of the Jedi. Which
what's up with
Tales of the Jedi. Yo, dude, that was fucking phenomenal. I don't even know why we're talking about Bad Batch when we should be talking about Tales of the Jedi, which like
What's
it
that?
started out.
I haven't seen
All right, so it's an anthology series. It's like 6 episodes,
about Jedi.
ranging
Okay.
like 13 to 17 minutes long or 20 minutes long, something like that.
Alright.
But like it starts off with like Ahsoka's like origin story, like I mean like literally when she was a baby or whatever, right? And then you know she does some kind of force thing, I think, and then it's like Tales of the Jedi, and I instantly texted the group and I was like, yeah, except Ahsoka is not a Jedi.
Wait,
Anyway.
she's not?
Ooh,
No, she left.
yeah.
She left the Jedi Order. But then, like the next couple episodes, it was like, dude, it was young
Young Dooku.
Dooku, and even younger
What?
Qui-Gon Jinn, and like it just like kind of fast forwarded and like showed you like little snippets of like how like Dooku turned and why he turned, and like besides
Dooku?
Andor,
Yoda didn't go to his birthday party.
dude, I don't want to spoil anything. Hey, spoiler? No, I'm not gonna spoil.
Oh yeah, no,
Ah.
don't spoil.
No, I'm not gonna spoil anything. But like I would say like right under Andor, like this is the Star Wars property to watch.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Did
wow.
they do a young Palpatine?
High praise.
Ian McDermott does come back actually to voice Palpatine.
Well, I'm sure he's
Oh.
like, hey
Ooh.
Dooku, come join. Come join the Obsidian side.
Why is that? Why is that, Palpatine? What do you guys have?
We have lightsabers.
That's when you say unlimited power. That's when you say unlimited power.
We have health insurance.
We have
sold
a giant mindless clone army.
Let's talk about this episode, right? So we're on this planet day 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Galactic Empire is trying to take over this planet, and the mayor stands up. I think this is like a new character, maybe. You know, the mayor. At least I didn't recognize her.
I thought it seemed like she was like in the Clone Wars cartoon show, and she was like working with Dooku, and then Dooku promised that once they beat the Republic, that she'll have her own system, which I think was the whole point of the Separatist movement anyway. Even though Dooku knew it was just trying to get the Empire set up. But I don't know, apparently she made some deal with the Republic saying. Yeah, I think she like made a deal with the Republic or the clones and saying that if she turned against the Separatists, if she separated from the Separatists, she would get her own system once the Republic is back up and running, or once they win the war. But obviously the Republic became the Empire, and the Empire just like, no, you belong to us now. So
I have
all your base belong to us.
All your planet belong to us.
All your outer rim jobs belong to us. I have here in my notes, the Galactic Empire is trying to take over the planet. The mayor stands up to the forces, and because this is a cowardly kids show owned by Disney, the Empire surrenders immediately. Cowards, right? Like, you had the Empire, and they had actual weaponry, and then you had the mayor and like their quote unquote, rebels or whatever. And like they had like what, like AK.
I guess they didn't expect much resistance.
Yeah, right. I did like how they had like the old timey like World War II guns. Like that was a nice like touch to original Star Wars, OG Star Wars.
Yeah, her mask looked a lot like Leia's disguise in Return of the Jedi. Did anyone pick up on that? I don't know if that was relevant.
I did not.
I mean, I that's what I got. I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know why she needed a mask in the first place. It seemed like Leia's made sense because she was trying not to be spotted, but she was like, Leia was wearing a mask, and she just took, and she, I guess, because she needs to make them feel like she can relate to them. So that's why she was wearing a mask. I don't know. And but did she ever mask off when she was around droids?
Oh, did she ever talk? Yeah, did she ever talk to a droid with her mask off? I don't think she did.
I don't know. I didn't think about that.
Maybe that was part of like how she was controlling them.
It was kind of like that chick in Solo. Like she was wearing a mask for no reason either. I don't know.
Or it's just her
if you wear a mask, you can ADR everything, and you can replace that terrible dialogue with even worse dialogue later on.
That's true.
Robot dialogue.
Speaking of terrible dialogue, I also have here in my notes. It says something dark side, and now they're on day 6. Oh, this is after Crosshair gets back after 32 rotations. 32.
Was he like on vacation for 32 days or rotations means
he was on he was like he's back after 32 rotations, and now he's sent out to assassinate this mayor.
I wonder, is a rotation 24 hours? I wonder how long a rotation is.
I think a standard day. A standard day in Star Wars, I think, like based on like the BBY like before the Battle of Yavin, right, is the same standard day here on Earth, so 24 hours. But rotation sounds.
You say cycle or rotation?
He said, I have here in my notes rotation. I'm not sure if it was cycle or not.
Yeah, he would Google.
Because the planet needs to rotate on its axis.
Yeah, so I'm just assuming they say rotations because different planets have different shit. So it just makes more sense. It's like not speaking in metric or imperial, but speaking in a common one. If we have like a third Linux.
Yeah. So. Were the droids? I mean, I recognized the droids from the original trilogy that she had in her employ. But what about those more advanced droids? Were those in the Clone Wars cartoon show as well?
Yes, and they're pretty cool. Now,
what I don't remember in Clone Wars
is RPGs. I do not remember droids having RPGs. Maybe they did.
Yeah, they always had lasers unless they were.
Well, that one almost killed Crosshair, and Cody had to save him. And I also, I guess Cody's scar on his forehead means he's been reprogrammed. Although that doesn't really make sense because he sort of tried to like reason with the mayor. So has he always had a scar on his forehead?
It's something.
Yeah.
No, Cody.
So you can tell he's a little
I
different
can't
from the
remember.
other clones.
I guess so. Yeah. If he just had,
they all have different haircuts and different scars.
if he just had like a pink mohawk, then it'd be really easy to spot him. But he kind of just had like a hairstyle like the rest of them.
You know, so at that one point in the stairs when they're getting attacked, they both get their helmets knocked off at the same time. Like show some facial expression.
If he had like a lip ring, then it'd be easier. But
Forrest, they did have a clone who had a hot pink mohawk,
mm-hmm.
but it was so easy to spot that he died in battle.
It's kind of like Peter Griffin dressing up as a clown in Vietnam. He's like, "See, you guys are stupid. They're gonna be looking for soldiers." So maybe something like that. Anyway,
do you guys see that lightsaber block an RPG? I was like, that's new. But I guess RPGs are just new, just ballistic weapons. I don't remember a lot of ballistic weapons.
Did you see that
in Star Wars?
Did you see the group of clones that got hit pretty much dead on with an RPG, and then it cuts to them and they're fine?
Yep. Welcome to a kids show.
Although
they just showed them with some smoke around them, but they were perfectly fine. But from up high, it looked like they got hit head on.
Yeah, you just hear the smoke. Just hearing the smoke. I'm okay, or that was close. So kids don't think that they died.
Yeah.
They must have
adults
been
are like, yeah, they
playing
did.
Call of Duty. It's not like they survived. And then I have here, it's a trap. No, it's Crosshair. Shooting enemies out of a tank like it's Halo 2. What you guys? You guys remember that? Did you guys get that nostalgia?
We shot
shoot it right down the barrel.
That was from another movie, wasn't it? Where they shot the tank and explode. Oh, that was from Indiana Jones 3, right?
Bond? Maybe.
Shooting it down the barrel of the
James Bond is so confusing, right? Because like James Bond in the intro, right? Like it's got the swirl and the circle in the middle where you see James Bond like walk up. So it looks like you're staring down the barrel of a gun, right? But then James Bond pulls out a gun and shoots you, and then sometimes there's blood running down. So like, are you bleeding from inside the barrel of a gun? Are you Ant-Man?
They did the parody of that on American Dad. Like Stan Smith is walking, and like before he pulls out his gun, he gets shot in the arm. He's like, "What the hell? You're a gun? I think you're like an eyeball or something." Douche. And he just walks off. Yeah, I don't know. I just imagine that was like a gun barrel, and it's like, a guy's like looking through like the scope of a sniper, and the blood's like from is what the sniper's looking at, and the blood's just from his forehead because I guess he got shot in the forehead. That was my interpretation of it. But
one thing it just hit me like you know how he's using those little mirrors to ricochet his shots across.
Pretty dope. Yeah.
So what if you just had mirror armor? Everybody shooting lasers.
That's a good idea.
That would be like,
wow, Robbie, you should join the engineering crews of freaking Star Wars, dude.
No, Rob, the reason why you couldn't do that in
great
reality
idea.
is because that would be chaos. Like, if someone trying to shoot you,
Lasers.
you would like kill the guy to your right.
Well, the armor
like,
did its job to protect it.
Well, you'd probably like blind the enemy too because you're like.
Now, I guess if
reflecting off the sun.
everyone on your team had mirror armor,
oh, it would be bouncing everywhere.
right? That'd be a lot of fun.
Until it goes back to one of those.
You could just form formations, so it's like a concave like lens. And so wherever they shoot, it'll eventually bounce back and go to them.
Instead of regular shields, it's just a big mirror they hold out and point it back at them.
Guys, I think we just beat Star Wars.
Yeah, I think we just won Star Wars.
We just cracked it.
Speaking of Family
they're
Guy,
gonna have to switch to bullets now because like they'll just be using mirrors all the time.
Speaking of Family Guy,
then
Tim
bullets
thinks he wins Star Wars, and he does that from from the sequel of something Dark Side, the sequel of Blue Harvest, and he's like, hey, in the beginning, and what's his name? He's like, hey, are you ready for this? He's like, I think I can take on the rebellion all by myself.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, hey guys, this guy thinks he can do it all by himself, and he flies off to go take on the rebellion and blows up instantly. I feel like that's
Oh yeah,
runs in there with a mirror, and then like someone with a lightsaber comes up and just fucking like just cuts him in half. Hey guys, I think I got fire. I got this mirror.
It's just sizzle.
I guess if they want to counter it, they could say the mirror was for his sight, but it was actually the materials.
Or it could have been made out of Valskar or whatever. Valskar.
What if that's what make Beskar armor so strong? Is it's so shiny? Like, what if that's like a law of physics in the Star Wars universe in a galaxy far, far away, and it's like the shinier the object, the stronger it is, or the more reflexive blaster bolts.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be pretty useful. So I think it was pretty much, I don't know. I think I knew Crosshair was going to kill. My first thought was like Crosshair was going to kill them both because, just like the clone troopers, like there's probably no shortage of Imperial officers. So my original thought was like Crosshair was just going to shoot because she had like the Imperial officer hostage and she was like holding a gun to his head. And I was like, oh, Crosshair's just going to kill them both because, they can't negotiate and she's not going to let him go. But I guess Cody let him go and then Cody was gonna be like, all right, just come with us, and the Imperial officer is being a douche. She's like, no, shoot her, and Cody's like, well, I said I wouldn't, and then Crosshair just kills her, and it was just like, okay, I'm solved. And then Cody was Cody went AWOL. He didn't get demoted or I guess reprogrammed. So like, I guess Cody's a good guy now because I'm sure
he actually did something, or if he's just noticed what happened.
Well, I think Crosshair's just realizing that because remember he had that hard part with Cody.
You know what happened is Crosshair realized that HBO Max went up from $14.99 to $15.99, and it just completely flipped his.
And he just pulled the trigger out of anger.
Yeah,
a spasm
pretty
of anger.
much.
He's like, oh, whoops. But yeah, so the mayor lady was killed, so she will not be in Bad Batch season 3. Maybe we'll see her in Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Separatists. So yeah,
Tales of the Not Dead Yet.
So yeah, and Commander Cody was like, oh. So but yeah, and then Rampart was just like, okay, you're a commander again. So he got promoted. So things are looking up for Crosshair. Yeah, we just keep losing clones. I don't know why. Anyway, dismissed.
Yeah, you haven't noticed that clones just seem to disappear around you. Just the way
they're
like that.
Yeah, it's like your IBS, isn't it? It's acting up again. Told you to get
they're
looked at.
disposable units.
And then throws. Is there a problem after he said that?
Yeah, just like acts like a dick to him, even though he's like maybe your behavior is the reason why these clones keep going AWOL. Maybe you should be nicer. I don't know. But yeah, I think overall this was an interesting episode. I think Crosshair is a pretty complicated charter. It's it's pretty complicated for a kid's show.
Yo,
you think something bad's gonna happen, or he's gonna turn good?
What else can you do with the character? What else can they do with the character? If they're gonna keep him on the show, he's got obviously the end of the first season would have been too soon, but maybe the end of season 2 he's gonna either he's going to betray the Empire but still be evil and start his own sort of renegade band and not join the Bad Batch, or he's just going to rejoin the Bad Batch or something like that. Well, we know Rampart's basically isn't Rampart basically not rebelling against the Empire, but he's basically doing some. He's very corrupt. It seems he's trying to cover his own ass when he tried to get that one battle last episode covered up. And the clone was like, I'm not going to fabricate or doctor, reports. And the Rampart killed him. So I think Crosshair is going to kill Rampart. So I think Crosshair is going to kill Rampart, but he might not leave the Empire. So we'll see.
Get him with that mirror shot.
Speaking of covering up, are you guys excited for the new Mandalorian season 3 trailer coming out January 16th?
Oh shit!
Covering up that face. Woo! Are you guys excited for HBO's new Velma series?
Nope.
That's right,
No.
Velma, as in Scooby-Doo.
To be fair, I haven't watched a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
But where's Scooby-Doo at?
Since Zombie Island.
There's no Scooby-Doo.
Can't wait to find out. Let me ask
Well,
you.
it's like a prequel.
Did you see it's got 10% on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's before
No,
Shaggy.
it doesn't. That's
Yes,
amazing.
it does.
Well, it hasn't even come out yet.
No, it's out.
No,
it's
it
out
just
on
came
HBO.
out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on
Well,
HBO.
it's like a prequel series. That's why there's no Scooby-Doo, because it was before Shaggy got Scooby, and it was before Shaggy was white.
That's
before Velma
hilarious.
was white too.
So let me ask you this: wait, is Velma black? Did they change the?
She's Indian or
They're
South
all
Asian.
different. They're all different.
Well, they're South
except
Asian
Fred.
because Mindy Kaling from The Office is voicing her. So they had to change the race to accommodate the actress.
Okay.
And
they changed everyone.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like that's why they did it.
Speaking of Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? This is a great segue. I actually wanted to ask each and every one of you guys. We have a lot of Star Wars content, but do we have enough? No, we do not.
Never.
Guys, listeners at home, do you guys think we have enough Star Wars content? Are you guys? I mean, I know we're all saturated, but can you ever have enough good, high quality Star Wars content? Tweeted us at Zealots Podcast on Twitter. Let us know. My question to you guys is, what essential actor, right? Essential to Hollywood, essential to your life. Like, what actor is missing in the Star Wars universe? Like, who do you want to see next? Like, what major name do you want, I would make you like wet your pants if you found out they were entering the Star Wars universe?
Richard
Qui-Gon
Simmons.
Jinn.
No, actor, Tip.
Yeah, an actor. And Tip, I have great news for you. It's called the first movie. There's a whole movie with Qui-Gon Jinn in it.
What? But
Yeah,
then he
bro.
dies.
Well, spoiler alert for a 20-year-old
really-
movie that we all saw at Robbie's birthday party one year in the front row of the movie theater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really disappointed that they used Max von Sydow so, conservatively in The Force Awakens. I thought he was gonna have a much bigger role, but it was like, oh, cool, Max von Sydow, and then he's like dead within like 3 minutes. Like, what was even the point? Like, I thought he was gonna be like the new Grand Moff Tarkin. That was like back before we saw the movie, and we're like really excited, and then we saw the movie.
For the listeners at home who don't know who Max von Sydow is, he was in Flash Gordon, he was in Minority Report, Shutter Island,
Conan the Barbarian. Well, his most famous movie is probably The Seventh Seal.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
look,
I think
you look at him and he's
if you're like a real cinephile, it's like probably like one. There's definitely like the top 10 lists, but yeah, he's pretty much like been in like every major sci-fi franchise except Star Wars, because he was in Dune, the original Dune.
Whoa.
yeah, he was in The
Yeah.
Simpsons. No, wait, no, he played in
He was in The
2015.
Simpsons.
In 2015, he played the explorer Lord Santika in Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah, but he was like
Oh.
bigger in that movie, so it was just like
He's I see what you're saying.
like
Listeners at
that was
home,
like
you're still wondering who this guy is? He's the three-eyed raven from Game of Thrones.
yeah.
Hard to
Oh,
recognize. him
spoilers!
without
Thanks.
being a part
He
of
was
your read.
he was Ming the Merciless in Flash Gordon. I already said I already said he was in Flash Gordon, but he was
Yeah.
Ming. He was Emperor Ming. So
Oh,
Major, I haven't gotten there yet in Game of Thrones.
well, he's a treat. Get fucked. It's not my
Gentle.
fault. You're 10 years late too.
I think I already
Yeah,
knew he was on the
gentle
show.
I have to ease into that show.
I'm still reading Storm of Swords, so like don't spoil anything past season 2.
Okay.
Anyway,
Excellent.
but yeah, I guess actor.
He looked
who
to be
I want
90,
to see in Star
so-
Wars.
Well, he's no longer with us, so I don't think he counts. He died in 90. And March
Yeah, so
2020.
but I was like, that was an actor they should have had
Yes,
a better
100%
role for.
should, but I'm still not
Like,
for the
he-
content. I'm not accepting that as an answer. I want a new answer from you.
Like
I'm
he
alive.
should have been Snoke. Like I know we all like Andy
Yes.
Serkis, but I think
Yeah,
Andy Serkis is more like I think Max von Sydow is definitely more renowned in the as an actor. Although
He should have been Smeagol.
yes, and Gollum.
we
And
should have
Gollum.
seen. I mean, he was probably wrinkly enough to play Gollum, just like Max von Sydow.
You like that?
Wasn't that Andy Serkis? Right?
Yeah, that was Andy Serkis. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
70
But-
years in cinema, television, theater, and over 150 movies and television shows. Fantastic. That's just what an incredible actor. But
That's
still does not
insanity.
count. I will move over to Robbie as you think of a new actor for us. Robbie, who is missing in your Star Wars galaxy? Oh, we had
Like
you
in,
had so much time.
in
You had so
recent
much
shows or
time to just anything, right? Like
Just name a famous actor that's probably
Arnold,
probably not
dude.
being Star
Yeah,
Wars.
do you want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger come in like as
Oh.
as one of the imperial like
Who would he play?
God, who's one of Darth Vader's bitches? The Imperial? No.
the
The Inquisitors.
seventh brother.
Sorry, yeah, the Inquisitors. Dude, oh my god. I'm the second son. Like that would be so much fun. If Arnold came in, like
Yeah, that would be good.
Like that would just be such a odd.
How about Darth Vader as Palpatine's mentor, Darth Plagueis?
You want to see Darth Plagueis?
Yeah, wasn't that Palpatine's or Darth Sidious's master?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He killed him in his sleep when he was really drunk. The bastard.
Or Darth Bane.
But I want to know actors who are playing these amazing characters. Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins as Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Darth Plagueis the Wise. Have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? You mean that Sith Lord? Are you calling him wise? That'd be like if someone was like, "Hey man, have you ever heard about that guy Adolf Hitler the Wise?" Right? You'd be like, "Oh, red flags everywhere."
Well, there was what's his name? Alexander the Great.
Clips that. Do not clip that. Do not fucking edit that shit so it sounds like I'm saying AH the Wise. Please and thank you. Go on. Sorry, Forrest.
Okay, so actors I would like to see. I mean, Anthony Hopkins and Schwarzenegger would be good. I guess they just have to be really well known.
Those are both mine.
I mean,
we'll move on to Tip. Tip, what about you? What you guys are thinking?
I'd like to see Return.
No,
not Return. An actor who hasn't been in Star Wars, any Star Wars.
In the words of, I'll give you some good advice. Forrest said, just name a famous fucking actor. Tom Cruise. Who doesn't see Tom Cruise?
No, guys, hold on. Wait, we're missing Riddick. Vin Diesel, baby. What if Riddick just rolls into Star Wars and just
who would Vin Diesel be? Who would Vin Diesel be? Is he just some background?
He would be
character?
he would be like this guy with like this insane force power, right? And but he's like good. Yeah, but he has like dark like he's mastered the Sith arts.
Dude,
but he's a heart of gold.
Dude, can we get a Vin Diesel Quinlan Boss campaign going?
No, Vin Diesel's one of the Yuuzhan Vong because they're immune to the Force. So he's the only thing, I think the Sith and the Jedi would have to team up against the Yuuzhan Vong because they're from outside the galaxy and the Force doesn't work on them. So Vin Diesel is I'm trying to remember the Yuuzhan Vong because they're from the extended universe.
Right.
I think
outside the Outer Rim.
I'm trying to remember the leader's name. It was Shannara or something like that. But that'd be cool. Yeah, but that'd be cool, to mix things up. I've said that on a previous episode. But yeah, Tom Cruise. You mentioned Tom Cruise. Since they're gonna do a Rogue Squadron movie, just have Tom Cruise as Wedge Antilles.
I will not watch that on principle.
And just basically make it Top Gun in Star Wars.
Oh my gosh! No. Oh, okay. Wait. All right. I like that. Okay. I was fixated on the idea. I was trying to think of how. Did Tom Cruise would have been perfect in Rogue One? Somehow, they were stealing they're stealing the blueprints, and then there's just a 5-minute scene of Tom Cruise running as fast as he fucking can, in the Star Wars universe with the lightsaber. That would be so fucking cool, right?
So and then have Kenny Loggins.
Wait, time out. Wait, to further your idea for us, all you'd have to do is take the Star Wars music and play it with electric guitar. And it would be dope.
You just need Kenny Loggins to do the theme song,
No, you need Slash.
The Outer Rim, something like that. Yeah,
you need Slash to do the Star Wars theme song.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'd love that.
We're talking about any actors.
Any actor,
or a little comedy,
or actresses,
a character that would Ryan Reynolds would fit into.
Ryan. Yes.
That's
number one. That's who's at the top of my list, Robbie.
Make him the new Han Solo.
That's a good.
No. Make him Han Solo's brother.
Oh my God, that's
Flan Solo.
Flan Solo. That's hilarious. The only way Ryan Reynolds would work in a Star Wars movie, right?
He's got to be a funny character.
No, he would be. Yeah, he would be like that guy from the Family Guy reference from earlier.
Throw a little humor in there.
He would be a really funny fucking pilot that blew up almost instantly in battle, right? You would follow him in the hangar.
He
has
fly out there. Yeah, just a very fast 1 minute cameo. He's like, "Hey guys," you follow them the first 45 seconds and the last 15 seconds.
I'd go watch that movie.
And then boom.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he'd be good as a smuggler. I think that or some sort of pirate. Because isn't there a smuggler organization in Star Wars?
Yes, there's tons, but I think in Ryan Reynolds was all of his new contracts, all of his his recent contracts, he only plays Ryan Reynolds in all of his movies. And Ryan Reynolds isn't a smuggler; he's a tequila bottler. So
that's true.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait.
That'd be great if you could find some spice.
What's his
promote his tequila.
Hey guys, I have an idea for somebody to have in Star Wars that would promote peace throughout all the galaxy.
Espolone.
Aviation.
Now, what if you had William Shatner
he had
cameo in Star Wars?
He would never do that. I think.
And then all of a sudden, the Star Wars and the Star Trek universe, all like suddenly they would get along. There would be no more violence, no more
David Tennant
harassment.
Too. So the Doctor Who, Star Trek, and Star Wars can all have. Just have William Shatner, Harrison Ford, and David Tennant in a scene together as their respective characters.
But all right, now let's be serious for a second. Patrick Stewart in Star Wars. Yes, please.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just
oh my goodness, I want Patrick Stewart in Star Wars right now.
How would it just be at the end of Star Trek season 3, the Enterprise reaches this new galaxy? It's a Star Wars galaxy. Yeah,
it's a galaxy far, far away. Let's go past the Outer Rim. Let's fucking fight the Borg, and then we run into fucking Patrick Stewart. Except his that legacy's been ruined on Peacock or whatever streaming service that is.
Yeah, it's Captain Kirk's just fade out.
Oh, actually, Patrick Stewart says he's open to continuing Picard.
I mean, if they pay him enough money, then yeah. Although that show I heard wasn't that good. And he came back to play Professor X, even though Logan was such a great swan song. And wait, I mean, I guess
play Professor X when? After Logan?
Played him in Doctor Strange, yeah, Doctor Strange 2.
Oh no, dude, no. You can't be one of the greatest superhero actors of the 2000s and then not fucking make your way to a cameo in a Marvel movie. That's an honor, right? You can't be one of the most iconic actors and guys, do you remember how bad superhero movies used to be?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Now they're big
breath of fresh air and X-Men, right?
There were probably more bad ones than whatever. Because the first Marvel movie was Blade, and that was a good one. And then X-Men came out, and that was pretty good. And then Spider-Man, that was pretty good.
Pretty much when they got good at CGI.
Basically, right when I think X-Men 3 came out, that's when it started going downhill because X-Men 3 sucked, Spider-Man 3 sucked, Blade 3 sucked, the Fantastic Four movies sucked, Hulk sucked, Daredevil sucked, Ghost Rider sucked,
always sucked,
Elektra sucked.
They need to make a good Daredevil.
Well, they did. It was on Netflix.
Oh yeah. That was good.
And now he's bad again because he was on She-Hulk. So we had the crappy Daredevil, and now we're back to a crappy Daredevil.
Oh, dude, the walk of shame on She-Hulk. I don't know. Is Kevin even paying attention?
Why did they do that to him? Why did they do that to that good?
So if you watch the behind the scenes, the showrunner, the director, it's a very vindictive woman. I'm not throwing myself in the fucking culture wars. I'm not doing this fucking racist, sexist bullshit, or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if you listen to the interviews she gives, she seems like a very vindictive person, right? And I don't know, dude, they wrote the last episode was literally She-Hulk arguing with the MCU, right? So what they did was they took the MCU's arguably, or I guess not arguably, I think everyone would agree, in the MCU's best television character, and then they made him fucking do a little walk of shame in his fucking costume. That was hilarious.
Let's have Charlie Cox in Star Wars to make up for that She-Hulk cameo, or not cameo, but that She-Hulk episode, because they owe it to him.
I like Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I haven't seen any of his other stuff. I don't I'm not watching.
He was in Boardwalk Empire. He was really good in that. He was Irish.
Boardwalk.
It's a good show. He was also in. I think he has another show called Kin, but he's been in some other movies. I think he was in that Stephen Hawking movie.
Hey, Forrest. Did you know that Boardwalk Empire came out the first at the same time as Game of Thrones?
I know, I told you that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it came out. I think it came out the first season came out a year before the first season of Game of Thrones. But I think the majority of
Boardwalk Empire came out.
Yeah, I think the majority of Boardwalk Empire came out adjacent to Game of Thrones. But Boardwalk Empire is only 5 seasons. Game of Thrones was 8. So, and there was a gap between Game of Thrones
6
the last season.
If you're a real fan. Yeah, Boardwalk Empire came out.
6 because that's when they ran out of books to adapt. So. Yeah, so I don't know. I think there's a lot of great actors who could be Joan. There's a lot of great actors, but are there enough great stories that are worth adapting or worth putting to film?
Yes, not adapting. Well, definitely adapting, right? I mean, like, hold on. I don't want to like Robin's engagement. So yeah, adapting for sure. Like, come at me, legend, like Expanded Universe fans. I love you guys so much. There's 1,000 stories worth. There's literally 1,000 stories worth adapting. There's 10,000 fan fictions out there. That's better than the garbage that was the last 3 movies, right? The sequel trilogy. And more importantly, there's thousands more stories worth telling. Not even adapting. Find new stories. There's amazing like events out there, and like this is like such an amazing universe. Just fucking like don't tie yourself down to like a last name, Skywalker, right? Like fucking go expand that universe. Let's go.
I know, like Solo.
No, not Solo. Fuck. Great point, Forrest. You sarcastically ruined my entire argument. That's a perfect point.
Unless Ryan Reynolds is playing Han Solo's brother,
Flan Solo. Like, dude, Forrest, can you write that script for us? Flan Solo.
Yeah, he makes the Kessel Run in under 3 parsecs.
I was gonna say 420 parsecs.
I remember the measurement.
Under 69 parsecs.
It's not the journey. It's not the destination. It's the journey. I don't know.
Parsec Solo is a measure of distance.
Flan Solo starring Ryan Reynolds. I'll definitely go see.
Flan Solo. You gotta go see it because you're gonna be on the red carpet because you're gonna write it.
I've actually already seen it.
How
it's already a thing.
He has an albino Wookiee.
Actually, let me move this up real fast to make sure it's not a porno. Flan Solo. Nope, just great memes. Excellent. Good. Oh, there's a Twitter handle. Flan Solo. Love it. Yeah. It's flan and it's got Han Solo as he's dipped in carbonite. Like, you know what I'm talking about? You know what flan looks like?
Well, flan's like a dessert. It's like fried ice cream, isn't it?
No, maybe. Actually, 1 whole egg, 2 egg yolks, single milk, condensed milk.
It's like vanilla, the same ingredients.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cream. It's the same ingredients as ice cream, but it's fried instead of like frozen.
But so they took that and they put it in like a little block like carbonite, and then they took like what I can only imagine is a Han Solo figurine, and they fucking put it in it, and it looks like he's frozen in carbonite, and it's flan Solo, and I fucking love it.
Maybe as a SNL parody, because I'm sure Ryan Reynolds is going to host SNL again someday, and he can do Flan Solo in like a 10-minute skit that should only be that's 5 minutes too long.
That's 7 minutes too long.
Most SNL skits. So there's a lot to look forward to. Star Wars, I mean, Mandalorian, obviously. I think Ahsoka that's coming out this year, right?
Yeah. Ahsoka's coming out this year.
Those are the only 2 live action Star Wars shows?
No, I thought there was more.
I don't think Andor's coming out till 2024. And I have no idea when we're getting another Disney Plus Marvel show. I think Loki season 2 is the only one we're getting this year.
All right, so
if Andor comes out later in 2024, wouldn't Andor come out in 2024 and or 2025?
That's Andor season 3, which won't happen. But
he's using Andor. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that was not good. Yeah,
no, it was good enough for me. Sorry. What about Skeleton Crew? You guys heard about this?
Oh yeah, with
the 2022 Star Wars celebration.
That's like one of those things. Like, I have no idea what it's about. It just seems like Bad Batch, but live action.
80s Amblin movies, a catch-all for kid-centric adventures like Goonies or Explorers, or so basically like anything riffed on by Stranger Things over the last few years, starring Jude Law.
Yeah, because he's like Goonies and Stranger Things. We need like a young kid like Jude Law to lead this franchise. Isn't he like 50 something? But like Skeleton Crew, it's like Goonies and Star Wars. Is that how they're advertising it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Something like that.
So maybe he's like he's not part of the Goonies and the Skeleton Crew. The Skeleton Crew, he's like one of the twins, one of the brothers who sings opera. Who are the bad guys in the Goonies, the Fratellis?
I could not tell you. It's been
because there's Chunk. There's the 2 brothers, the mom, and then there's Chunk. So he's like one of the I don't know. But what you're saying is Skeleton Crew is going to be like the Goonies.
Yeah.
That's Star Wars. Okay.
According to Polygon.
Okay. Well, I guess he'll be the bad guy.
Yeah.
I have a strong feeling he's going to be another generic Imperial officer.
Bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Hey,
says in Harrison Ford.
I got a bad
feeling
about
kid.
This.
I remember Mark Hamill said in an interview like no one in the cast knew that Darth Vader was going to be Luke's father in the premiere, and during the premiere, Harrison Ford leaned over to Mark Hamill and was like, "Hey kid, you didn't tell me that was going to happen."
Yeah, they fun fact, they actually had different lines because Darth Vader was dubbed over by James Earl Jones, right? They actually had different lines on the day of the recording.
I think Mark Hamill knew, but he didn't know like the day of filming. Like only he, George Lucas, and maybe a handful of producers knew Darth Vader.
If I remember correctly, Mark Hamill knew before the premiere.
But he didn't know during filming.
But he didn't know on the day of filming.
Because the line that he heard before he said no was, Obi-Wan killed your father.
Yeah.
And that's why.
No! Also.
But then, yeah.
I don't want to like steal a bit from Honest Trailers or whatever, but I was watching Honest Trailers and they pointed out how whiny Luke Skywalker is. Like, I want to go to Tashi Station to buy a power converter. And then the joke is like that's where
Weird Al also made fun of that.
That's where
but that was before
his whininess.
That's before his family, before his uncle and his aunt and uncle were incinerated, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So they probably like grew up like 30 years in that 5-minute time span.
Dude, all right, that whole scene just pisses me off, right? Like Obi-Wan Kenobi, right, is like, these stormtroopers have amazing aim. And then I watch 10, 11 fucking movies and 1,000 TV shows of stormtroopers having the worst fucking aim ever.
Well, they got Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru pretty easily.
Aunt Beru.
And then they shoot. They shot the guys on the ship at the beginning of the movie. The guys with the giant helmets who are guarding Princess Leia. I think they all got killed pretty easily.
Good. Or not good.
Anyway, yeah, not good.
So
they weren't wearing plot armor like the rest of the. But yeah, I think we got a lot covered here today. So, Major, you want to plug our social media?
Wait, hold on, guys. We got to talk about Bad Batch.
that ship has sailed, crashed, and sunk to the bottom of the ocean, Tim.
Hey man, like the 151st Pokemon, that shit happened a long time ago.
Yeah,
true.
I was in elementary school.
No, I mean like, I was talking about the Bad Batch happened a long time ago. Whatever. The listeners.
I remember trading cards in the neighborhood, dude.
Shit. Guys, you can give us if you like the podcast, if you enjoyed it, thank you so much. I hope so. If you're still listening, I really appreciate it. It would be so fucking awesome. I'd really appreciate it. We'd all actually appreciate it, right? I know Robbie definitely would. If you gave us a good review in the app, you can just like click that little drop down, hit that 5 stars if you want to. Be like, yo, when these guys aren't interrupting each other, they're actually kind of cool. That'd be fucking dope. If you want to tweet at us, please do so. We'd love to hear from you guys at Zealot Podcast. Hit that shift 2 and then Zealot Podcast if you want to. Fucking, that's like the best way to get in contact with us. Like, it's fucking cool. If you guys think we should cover another television show while we're watching Bad Batch, that's please that's what you should tweet at us, right?
Wait, how do I tweet?
I just gotta find more fucking shit to like talk about in between.
Well,
Last of Us
is coming out this Sunday.
That's the last you hear of us. More like it. No, actually, shout out to Screen Crush who just pumped out a video. It's like 17-20 minutes long, I think, and it's like everything you know before The Last of Us starts, and it's like spoiler free. They don't talk about any like the plot from the video games, but they get you acquainted with like the characters and everything. Like I really enjoyed it. So like, if you are like Robbie, if you're like me, not Robbie. Robbie's too cool. Robbie's got both consoles. So if you're like moi, right, and you're an Xbox exclusive kind of guy, and you have no idea what's happening with The Last of Us, definitely check out this video and tell them Zeitgeist Zealots sent you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
And I'm Chip.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.